Welcome back to the Tiny Arm Hanger. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. Today I'm going to talk to you about the 1986. So if you're restarting collecting, if you're getting back into collecting, what I recommend for 1986. And yes, I did a 1986 movie video not too long ago. So I'll move fast through those, but I still want to cover it all. It's a pretty big year, actually. It's a changing year, but not everything was based directly off the movie. Not everything was just from the movie. So we'll get into talking about this, my recommendations, and kind of some stuff we still need, but let's get into this coming up. So I am using this site. It's G1 Universe. I use their checklists on all these videos. It's just the most easiest way to have a checklist to follow. And whether or not there's arguing what came out when, I don't care. I'm just following these checklists and giving my recommendations. All right, starting out with Blur. On the left is Fanstoys, which I like the most. On the right is Unique Toys, which is still not a bad option at all. And I meant to pick one up to check out. I just got underwater with 15 Masterpiece Transformers and just other things from Shozi all at once, and I had to pick and choose. It's sold out now. They did recently reissue the Unique Toys Buzzing on the right, but Fanstoys, let's just put it like this. I have two now because of the reissue, and I love the bot mode, and I love the alt mode. I want one in both modes. And I got rid of my Unique Toys years ago. I'm curious, though, if the reissue of Unique Toys Buzzing was an upgrade. If they did anything different with the paint or anything. But moving on. So next up is Broadside. As we just saw in this TF Con, that Fanstoys is making one, Oceanus on the left. And then on the right is Bruticus. Is that how I say it right? But Zero One Studios has already got one in the works. I have that pre-ordered. I plan to check that one out. But here's the thing. I was going to make this video I'm making this week, last week. But I was like, no, I've got some ideas about TFCon. But I've also got ideas about what we need. I was wrong on all fronts, but it was still fun. Good thing I got to enjoy making this video now. Because now we can see what it looks like with Zero One Studio on the right and Fanstoys on the left. We don't know the exact height, but the Zero One Studio is going to be 15, and in the battleship mode or the USS flag mode, the Fanstoys one is going to be 27 inches long. So I don't know how that translates into height of bot, but still, looking at this, they both look pretty good. I almost can guarantee you Zero One Studio is going to be at least half the price of what Fanstoys will charge. So next up, I'm going to have to skip around just a little bit, but eject, rewind, I guess we'll get into Ram Horn and them, but pretty much all of the cassettes, Steeljaw, all of that. I prefer MMC. Now, they don't have the same paint level as the Fanstoys. What else is on here? There's also, we'll get into Decepticons when Decepticons come, but I prefer MMC. They're bigger. I like the way they look. They feel right on my shelf. Possibly a little too big for Sunbow chart and even the animation, but also at the same time, the standard ones, Fanstoys and all them, Takara and all them, are too small because they're really G1 size, not Masterpiece. Really, one in the middle would be right. But I just like bigger is better. Also, Fanstoys is smaller, but also there's more kind of gappiness. It's the best you can do with a micro cassette you're trying to turn into a bot. The thing about MMC is they had a much bigger canvas to work with using full-size cassettes. That's basically what's going on there, and so with that, the MMC ones are, in my opinion, superior, but, man, if you get them side by side, you're just going to fall in love with the paint, the presentation. I mean, it's almost the new age thing all over, but I still actually do like the designs. I can do with a little bit of hollowness in the back of the legs and all that. That doesn't really bother me as much as it does other people. All right, so this is a hot take, and I got some hot news on this. Nothing. Okay, Hoodlum. I figured Fanstoys would reissue it or do something with it. I figured somebody would do something with Hot Rod. I was wrong. But I think Fanstoys Hoodlum is the best. The articulation on Takara is better. The actual alt mode on Takara is better looking. Not feeling, but anyhow. I no longer have a Hoodlum. I just am rocking a KO. I don't even have the original. A KO of Takara. And let me tell you why. Because I've been doing this long enough. Get rid of my Hoodlum while it's still going for a little bit more than retail. Either we're going to get a reissue of Fanstoys, or we're going to get somebody else in the market with a better hot rod. Carbots are all the rage right now. Everybody's pushing carbots really hard. Fanstoys is doing it mostly with bot block. And with that, if you can get a Hoodlum for a good price, do it. Next up is Cup, and I'm not talking about a cup of coffee, a cup of joe, or what's in your jockstrap. I'm talking about Fanstoys and their Coots or Xtransbots and their lock. Now, Xtransbots had a couple of issues with theirs. I still prefer Xtransbots design, but my problem is I've had Coot on my shelf for so long that like I've restructured my thought process to what Cup even looked like to Coot. And then when Lock came along, it's more accurate. Took a while for my brain to kick back into gear. Both great figures, can't go wrong with either one. Just depends on price, I guess. Availability, I guess. Or your own personal preference. Oh, for Lock, get the 2.0 because the 1.0's got recalled. There's only one masterpiece version of Metroplex, and that is W Resources, Lewin Resources. And it is impressive. And I thought about it, I wanted it, but it was like, I said, let all the viewers get theirs first, and if there's still some left in a couple of weeks, I was going to get it. And on some level, I wish I would have got it. On another level, I'm like, well, I'd probably want to sell it because it's just not as G1 as I'd like. But it's so impressive, it's just hard to... It would have been fun to be part of it, you know? But at the same time, I'm glad the people that got it, every single person loves it. Nobody said, oh, this sucks, I couldn't wait to get rid of it. Everyone's impressed with it. Everybody loves it. Pretty awesome. And with that. So you can get the Titans, Titan Class 1, which is 30th generations. That's fine. A lot of people are just, for City Bots, doing Hasbro's Titans. And I don't blame them. And I really think this is only about 5 or 6% of the total collecting market that's going to go after this. We just recently heard that we're going to get Scorponok from Xtransbots. If I were to do any two, I would want a Scorponok. I would want a Metroplex. Don't even really think I want Fort Max. But they all got to be G1. Next up, we've got Pipes and Outback. Here's the funny part. I knew I'd find them on Shozy side by side. They weren't released at the same time. I don't think. I don't remember. September. Well, I guess they were released within a week of each other or something like that. Anyway, they're sold out at Shozy store. But these are, I guess you could say, repaint side characters that most people aren't really too into. And I would go Fanstoys. The other thing is, I'm glad I could get this screen capture because I'm getting a little bit in the weeds with all these pictures. There's a lot, and I'm not even doing all modes. So with that, I'd go with Fanstoys. Xtransbots made a Pipes, and Bad Q made an Outback. I mean, I don't like those either. And with that, happy I got Fanstoys. Another prediction that fell flat on its face was Sandstorm, so I guess we're stuck with just Unique Toys. I don't care. It's one of those third-tier characters that nobody really cares about. There are a few people that are Sandstorm fans, and there's enough other stuff from Hasbro out there to keep them busy, but this is a good figure. It's not a great figure. It's not a horrible figure. So with all of that out there, Unique Toys, your only hope. Where's Princess Leia? You're my only hope. Rodimus Prime, I believe Takara is the best one. For a G1 collector, it's not the greatest thing. It's not fun at all to transform. I will never transform it again. Even Imgo complains about transforming it, and he's, in my opinion, top tier in transforming stuff. Top tier. DX9 is carry. If I don't mention it, I get 30 people in the comment. Wait, hold up a second. I'm going to cut that out so I get more comments. No, I'm just joking. But DX9 carry, if you love DX9 carry, put it in the comments. People love that thing. I've gotten so many comments about people loving it. And in person, I probably would be like, yeah, I like it better than Takara. I haven't bought it, haven't ordered, haven't reviewed it, and I'm just sticking with my Takara. It's that simple. I got the Target one for like $45. No, not Target. Toys R Us. The Toys R Us one for $45. It was a buy one, get one half off sale, so I had one to open, one to keep sealed, that kind of stuff. Next up is Skylinks, and Mastermind Creations MMC is the only one that really counts as a G1-esque masterpiece. And most people would say it's not a masterpiece scale. But if you look at secondary market prices, people are paying up for it because it is the best that's out there. And with that, I've realized that I had the opportunity to get this not too long ago at the reissue with a toon look. This is a figure I prefer the first run that's more of a toy look. And I passed on it hoping they'll come back around with a maybe metallic, another version that's more of a toy than toon. For $300, I don't want to be rolling the dice on it, but it's still a great figure no matter which version you get. Next is Springer, and I want to shout out to Cheem. As long as I'm still alive, Cheem will live on in my videos with some of the best looking assembly of comparisons known to man, and pretty intense with all these different versions. 6 different versions of Springer. I'm just gonna say Fanstoys or Xtransbots or the MMC Ocular Max one, they're all decent. Open and play is not bad either. I mean, it just lacks paint and finish. So all are great. The one I hold in highest regard is Xtransbots. I still do. I still haven't gotten rid of my Fanstoys though. It's still decent. It's just a bulkier than I would like. But at the same time, here's the options. Toy World's going for is an Ocular Max look, something different. It was a fun time. And all these are approaching, what, a decade old? All right, Swerve and Tailgate. It's kind of funny that a truck would be called Swerve and a sports car is called Tailgate. Probably from tailgating people as a sports car, and Swerve as in, I would have swapped the names on these because I always get them screwed up. But anyhow, Fanstoys for the Swerve and Xtransbots for Tailgate. But I believe, I mean, it's just writings on the wall, right? We're going to get a Fanstoys Tailgate. Hold out for that. I've got both, and I'll be doing comparisons, you know, when we get the Fanstoys inevitable release. But that's what I'd do on these. And no, I'm not a Fanstoys fanboy, but they're batting 1,000 with almost every single one of these mini bots. They're batting 900 because they lost on Sea Spray. You know, I kind of think Xtransbots winning on Sea Spray is Fanstoys just letting them have one, letting them taking one for the team twice. Spindrift and okay, never mind. We're getting to Ultra Magnus here. On the left is Fanstoys, on the right is Xtransbots. Both are great. I don't dislike either one. I prefer Fanstoys if I could pick one. I like the bot in armor design. Other people, I mean, we're split 50-50 in the community right now. 51-49, 52-48. With people that want the all-in-one, kind of like you got with Takara, they prefer the Xtransbots, but they're both no fun to transform. Neither one. I did get the upgrade kit for, I can't even remember how much it was. I think it was like 46 or 36 or something. And now I have both of them. I just only, and mine was my Fanstoys or Fantastic Model was missing the Matrix, so I had to get a Matrix. But anyhow, where it stands right now, Fanstoys wins. but both are fine. And Xtransbots has key phrases that sounds exactly like Robert Stack's. Next up is Wheelie, and Xtransbots Ollie is the clear winner by far. By far. Actually, I had all 3 versions, and version 2 and 3 are the same. Version 1's a little floppier, a little looser. They tightened up a lot of stuff on version 2 and 3, and I don't notice a difference. And I've sold my extras off and just kind of got my money back out of them. But, I mean, for a figure that people say is horrible and it's absolutely terrible, Wheelie, Ollie, people paid up to get that figure. And if it's not currently available in retail places, it goes for way more than retail on eBay. But on the right is Survivalist, made by Super Alloy. There's another company that made this one too, and I think they're even different sizes. I've got one. I got one from a buddy of mine, and I have never really messed with it that much. But I don't think it looks great on the right there, the Super Alloy one, the Survivalist. But it's made of die cuts. It's a beautiful color, great paint, but the design's not good. Xtransbots won still. Fanstoys letting them have the W. Next up is Recgar. On the left is the KFC, which KFC is Xtransbots. It's Keith. And on the right is DX9 Splinter. Splinter, I don't think I have that one. I skipped it. But I have the Cycle. It's not great. It's not. I got Cycle for like $30. But, there's not much GoBot stuff out there, so I keep it. But the KFC Recgar is nice. I mean, it initially released at $80 or something. And now they're charging like $120 for the same mold over and over and over and over and over again. New Age is making it in the Legends, and that one looks phenomenal. But at the end of the day, the KFC ones are the best, and like the sooner you get them, the better, because they just keep upping the price as they keep putting it back out. He's up for pre-order again. It shows 1986, we saw the Superion, and the Superion War is, I don't know. I don't say that it's a clear winner. The Fanstoys one is triple the price of Zeta. So on the left is Fanstoys, right is Zeta. You can get the price way down by just buying the last one. What was it? Had to double check. It's Jester. That was the last one. That's the $339 one at Shozy Store. Sold out now. So those are now sold out. And with that, it's a good one. You can get the price down by buying the filler kit, but it's not as premium. The filler kit for Menasor is more premium. I don't have it yet. They're still working on mine, I guess. I don't know. I'll get it one day. But side by side, the Fanstoys is better looking than Zeta. But for $400, the Spiritron, it's pretty good offering. It really is. It's a pretty good offering. It's old. It's from 2019, so it's like almost 7 years old. But it still looks good on the shelf. And if you're not comparing it side by side to Fanstoys, it's still going to look phenomenal in your display. So either one are great. Fanstoys is the win. And we've got the Protectobots. We have Defensor. Let me just say this. I'm recommending Xtransbots still, even after. Okay. Let's go back down this. Fuzz was a nightmare. Is still a nightmare. The first one on the bottom left, bottom right. His bottom left leg, our bottom right, looking at it. The one I did today, which, by the way, I actually didn't lift up the top of it. I don't want to do that. On the top of blades, like up there. What? That is stupid looking. I'm not doing that on either one of them. That is really stupid looking. I'm sure it's a toy thing, I guess. I don't know. I'm not doing that. Anyhow, I still believe this is the best one to go with. And MMC's is nice, but this will still be the win for combined. Looking at this picture, I feel like they've redone a lot on that blades. Today was not a fun day making the video of Blades. Well, and tonight I'm making the video for Friday, but yeah, that was not a fun figure at all. And now looking at this picture, they've changed a lot on that figure. But anyhow, if you haven't watched my Blades, my Jian, then check it out. But MMC's is a nice one, but it's 18 inches versus this one being 21 inches. And no one else really throwing their hat in the ring. Xtransbots for the win. Next up, we got Cyclonus. On the left is Fanstoys Quietus. This is kind of the game changer for me. It was $160 when it came out, and I was like, this looks amazing. I already had the Xtransbots, but it was one of those things where I was excited for the Fanstoys upgrade, and I do like Fanstoys more, but I still like Xtrans. I like several things about Xtransbots. I mean, it's pretty nice, but it's a little bit thicker. It doesn't have the paint presentation, and I'm not gonna lie, I like the Fanstoys one so much. I've got the Fanstoys, what they call the KO, and the orange one, but I'd recommend Fanstoys over Xtransbots, but whichever one you get cheaper. And I don't hate the Xtransbots one, I just like the Fanstoys a little more, but I haven't gotten rid of mine, meaning that's how much I like Xtransbots also. Next up, we've got Galvatron with the Sovereign 2.0 on the left, which is Fanstoys. On the right is Xtransbots Abaddon, that people felt was abandoned. And I will say this, they both look great. They both potentially are better than what we have on the shelf. I don't think either one of them is more than about a 10 or 15% upgrade from what we already have. One of the things is that the current Fanstoys 1.0 Sovereign, the alt mode is kind of short and stubby. I don't really care because I don't do the alt modes very often. So it's fine. I have the toy version in alt mode, and I'm not offended by it being short and stubby, but you know, some people don't like it short and stubby, and they want a longer one for some reason. It makes them more excited, but these are both going to be great options. Industrious fans out there are getting out ahead of this curve and selling off their 1.0 Sovereigns before the market is absolutely flooded. You know, the average person is going to be like, oh, I got this 2.0 Sovereign, I like it better than my 1.0. In a couple weeks, I'll get around to selling it, and then they put it up, and they're one of 38 to 100 people selling it at the same time, versus 4. So, I mean, if you want to dump a pumped 1.0, maybe you can. I don't know. I don't really think like that when it comes to this, because I kind of want to, when I review it, I want to compare it. And then maybe down the road, sell it, my 1.0 off, but probably won't, because of the fact that I've got the M version, the movie version. But then again, will they do all the different color variations of the new molds? I don't know. So next up is Na. Now I was going to just be like, Gna, yo. There is no Masterpiece Na. But Xiaomo Studios Na Sharkticon set of 3 KO oversize of the Legends. No, Studio Series of Hasbro. Phenomenal. I mean, the Studio Series is great. These oversized ones are great. If that's what this is. But anyway, I got the oversized Studio Series ones, and for $30 for a set of 3, it was amazing. Really, 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 really amazing. Shark Monster. And yeah, they're almost Masterpiece scale. But you got to shed your moral compass and dive right into KOs. Or else just do without. Or just buy a bunch of G1s. Next is Octane. We need a better Octane. Unique toys on the left. On the right is KFC. I have never handled KFC, but here it is. It is not the greatest. I don't even like the way it looks, to tell you the truth. Like, I would have bought it based on looks. I bought the Unique Toys one knowing it was too small, and you know, it couldn't satisfy in the proper means. But Unique Toys, I like the way it looks. It's just small. We need something in the middle that looks like Unique Toys, but is just taller in a Masterpiece scale, I guess. Do I recommend either one of these? Actually, not either one. I mean, I'm just saying, Unique Toys looks amazing on my shelf. It's just not Masterpiece scale. I mean, I think it looked great. on a Hasbro shelf. Next up is Runabout. You have to buy either Takara's or Fanstoys version of Sound Blaster to get it's new Soundwave to get a Ratbat, and I would just go with Fanstoys, or I would just get the KO of the Takara if those still exist. I mean, yeah. So I have the KO of Takara in my collection, and I also have the one that came with Sound Blaster from Fanstoys. I like the Fanstoys one better. Not a million times better, but a little bit better. And it is what it is. Still all about the same size as G1. It's funny how I'm treading the same water as last week, but Spotter and Octoclones are my two favorite sets of Reflector. And I can't help but remember or reflect on Reflector Files, who does amazing pictures, by the way. You see them all over the place when you're looking at Masterpiece Transformer pictures. But shout out to Reflector Files. Probably Instagram and all them places, I guess. But here we go with Spotter. Will never get made again, the 1.0. They'll have to do a 2.0. They don't really seem to care to do a 2.0 at this point. Right now, the Octoclones are still affordable. Make Toys made a set. I don't like the Make Toys ones as much, but I don't hate them either. So they're probably the best budget set. And with that, you really can't go wrong with either. Or all three. Is it a thruffle? Is that what they call them these days? Is that what the kids are calling this? Thruffles? Alright, so this is the Runabout and Runamuck. Topped everyone's list as the most needed figure for a while. Well, it didn't really top mine. I was still ecstatic to get it. And now that we've got them, I like the toy version colorations more. That came second. The ones in the middle, they came second. And here's the deal. This was one of the most fun days of reviews ever. Like, I got the whole experimenting out of the way with the first two that came out, and then these were like easy and smooth as butter and really no issues, and just a lot of fun. I had a fun day. Now today, messing with Gian and the helicopter, it was Blades. It was not fun. That was not fun. Same company, no fun. But I'm glad it's over, and I'm glad I'm ready for the last component to put that together. But yeah, this was a fun day. Xtransbots, Runabout and Runamuck. Another one where Leia says it's your only hope. Next up is Scourge. On the left, you got the Fanstoys version. On the right, you have the Xtransbots version. And Andres, is it Andres for that one? And heck, I forgot the Fanstoys name. Here's the thing, I do like the Fanstoys one better, but I only have one of that. I've got two of the Xtransbots. They do a different recolor. You got to have his sweeps, Scourge's sweeps. That's my theory there. I don't think Xtransbots is bad. I don't think Fanstoys is light years better either, but it's just a little better. So if I say, yeah, if you're going to pick between two, I'd go with Fanstoys. Or you can be me. I've got all three. I've got the first run, the absolute first run of Xtransbots. I've got the recolor that's darker for fun, and I don't like it as much as either one of these. And then the Fanstoys I like the most by a little bit. Next up is Trypticon. There is no Masterpiece Trypticon yet. Truly Masterpiece Trypticon. So with that, I would suggest, here's what I say. I suggest you just go with Takara, or I say Takara, it's their design, Hasbro, and I suggest the newest one. If I didn't already have one, which is still sealed in the box, I had a loose one. I sold my loose one, and I think I got enough out of it that it was worth even shipping it. But my boxed one, I should sell that off and buy this one, even though I'm gonna take a loss, and buy the new one that's out. This is what I like. Let me explain this. Mansplain, it's what they say. The one on the left is the first edition cartoon accurate. Yes, I'm a toon guy. But Trypticon, I don't see in the cartoon very much. I don't have a huge tie to it. But I will say this, I've had the toy for so long. And at one point I had 5 of them. None of them complete, by the way. Down to almost completing one. So with that, the toy colors mean more to me than the cartoon. And that's going to be prevalent for several characters for many collectors. Next up is Bruticus, and I'm going to say the Magic Square one is vastly superior to Zeta. I'm not even going to throw Zeta up here. I probably should. Maybe in editing I'll have a change of heart. But I could not wait to get rid of my Zeta one. And I bought my Zeta for pretty cheap from someone that hated it. So I bought it from someone that hated it. I liked it, but knew sometime we would get a better one. And just after all the money I had to pump into, which is not really too expensive for the Magic Square one, I wanted to recoup some of the cost and get rid of my Zeta. So I actually sold it to my son for real cheap, but got a couple bucks back. And he's learning the lesson of buying his stuff. So anyhow, this is a phenomenal looking figure. And I'm about to finish it up when I get the blast off. Is it blast off that I'm missing? Yeah, and I'll be done. I'm just waiting for the... I need them thighs, I need his waist, and I need the arm. But people are finishing this up everywhere and loving it. It's the best. And I really don't see any reason for another company to take a stab at this character yet. Other pressing issues at hand. I say this is another fun day. It was a lot of work, but I did have fun on this day when I put together the Menasor. So Menasor, it's got it in here on the list. 1986 Thundercons, Breakdown, Dead End, Dragstrip, Menasor, Motormaster, Wild Rider. I would go with, I mean, the Fanstoys, the most expensive. I like it the most. I would give DX9 the second. Not because it's like that much more accurate or better. It is super solid. It is relatively affordable, like $400, and you can still get one pretty easy, even on the secondary market. Pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get. But Xtransbots, I think it looks good, and it holds its own to the Fanstoys. But Fanstoys just towers over it. Fanstoys just looks that little bit much better. The presentation is better, and neither transformation is like, the transformation is not amazingly better with the Fanstoys when it comes to that. The thing is, Xtransbots trailer, to get it from a trailer to this is a lot worse. I mean, that's all I gotta say. I don't even know the trailer to battle station nonsense. Yeah, I mean, as it stands, with all 3 of these, I still pick Fanstoys after all the work's done transforming them. So that's where I'm gonna stand. And with that, now there's a kit for the Fanstoys, and it looks super premium too. They're doing a full-on metallic paint job on those things. I don't have mine yet, but I look forward to it. By the way, in bot modes, the DX9 are about the same size as Fanstoys, as to where the limbs for Xtransbots are Carbot size. Much different scale. Last is Predaking, Predacons, and Feral Rex is still the king of Predakings so far. So far, right now. I mean, Takara is making one that's going to be drastically too small. This is best if you have upgrade kits for it. Even with the one that Hasbro made for a Titan class, it looks good. But you need to get an upgrade kit. I think that you might want to go with an upgrade kit from Like Toys. But that's a $300 kit to make your maybe $100 Titan class, $200 Titan class look good. Right now, though, it's Feral Rex. Is that MMC Mastermind Creations, Feral Rex? Feral Rex is the one that everybody says is the best. I have a KO of the Hasbro that I got for $50, and I've propped it up on something, a stand, to make it look about the same size as my combiners until something real comes along that I want. So that's where I'm at. So let me know what you think about this list. Was this helpful? What else is on here that, like, what did I leave off? What would you have liked to have seen on this 1986 list? And side note, if you want to go search for images for 3P Wheelie, I could not remember Survivalist, and so I was like, oh, 3P Wheelie, and don't have your kids around, and only if your wife has a sense of humor. Teddy Ramiero out.